did on this poster is actually trying to define what is in the core of the refill project and what not. We didn't want to say like we're not going to discuss this, but more like the things in the center are the things that we really want to work on, and the further away from the center, the more side issues they are, if I can say it like this. So what is really at the core is the multi-level cooperation, and we see it on two levels. First, you have the target audiences, like you make a temporary use project where you have exhibitions, performances, but also have a bar, maybe a little shop where people make cultural stuff, sell their jewels or whatever. So you cooperate between all these users, but also with the city, for example, who can facilitate you to have a preferential rent or to get some permits or whatever. And then also multi-level cooperation in the management structure, in the sense that you work with all parties together to obtain a management structure that is fit for your temporary use project. Then one of the things that is for us clearly further away from the scope or the core for our project is, for example, if Starbucks would have a pop-up bar somewhere in the city center, it's an example of temporary use for sure, but this is not what is really in the heart of the refill project, since this is merely a commercial stunt. And it has actually no return towards society as a whole. So they are there, which is good, but this is not what we are going to talk about. It's something different if, for example, on an urban beach here in Poznan or in Ghent in the dock project, there are of course also bars and there are little food places because you have to drink and eat when you are there, but the food is produced in a smaller scale. It's specifically there for the temporary use. It's not like a commercial chain who comes there, and it also makes the place alive, and sometimes the money earned there is invested in the temporary use project. So it's a different situation than if Starbucks would have a pop-up. Then we have district revitalization. This is something we really want to address in the refill project. It is societal because it gives back added value to society as a whole, to the new neighborhood. It is on synergies because all people and levels are working together. It is sustainable because it also has a vision towards permanency, but there the question is temporality. You can obtain it through temporary use, but do you want these temporary projects to remain permanent then or not? So this is a bit the question. Then we have something that is also further away from the core, more outside the project. It's multifunctional use. For example, of churches that are underused or schoolyards that are empty during school holidays. We say that these are actually not vacant places, these are places that are already in use and that you diversify or intensify the use of. So this is not really vacant places that were unused before and now you activate them. And then we still have also one that is also more outside of the project, reactivation of degraded property. In the sense, all cities have to deal with vacancy. It's like a bit of a bad image for your city. Buildings are ugly. It gives like an empty feeling of the city. But if your aim is to just get them refurbished, then the temporary use, it can be a goal to obtain it, but you don't organize a temporary use because of the temporary use, because you want to experiment, give new chances to young initiatives. So there the motivation behind it is different, and this is something we will have to think about what the place in the network is.